In the quiet of the night,
Ladies
I hear a whisper in the wild.
and gentlemen, welcome to the Guitar Angle. Angle.
Every chord remembers you.
Every chord remembers you.
Every note becomes a name.
Every note becomes your
I'm
name.
reaching through the frequencies, but nothing sounds the same. I feel the air around me tremble
Do you feel it?
like a truth I can't
Do you feel the athleticism, the electric guitar, the amp catching fire on the stage, the crowd going wild for you? Do you feel it? Do you hear it? Ooh. Baby, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to feel athletic. I need you to buckle up, because we are about to start the most athletic guitar stream ever. Start the clock.
of Sorenzo. The world is made of silver strings and unresolved desires. I chase the tone that once was yours through broken amplifiers. You fade into the reverb, but I still can't let it win. I hear you in the distance, pulling me again. I feel the air around me tremble like a truth I can't let go. A spark inside the silence calling me back home. I'm falling through the echoes where the shadows start to glow. And every sound you leave behind is the one I can't outgrow. Oh, Mr. Sorenzo, your voice is in the undertow. I'm rising, but I'm sinking in the echoes. Echoes of Sorenzo. Hold me in the static, guide me through the dark. Every fading memory still reaches for my heart. I'm falling through the echoes, still searching for your glow. And every wave that crashes in reminds me where to go. Oh, Mr. Sorenzo, I'm lost inside your overflow. I'm standing, but I'm drifting in the echoes. Echoes of Sorenzo. voltage rise. Neon lightning, sparks in my eyes. Fingers on the fretboard, volume high. I'm the glitch in the system you cannot find. Crowds buzzing like a circuit overload. One strum and the whole damn room explodes. Heads are buzzing from the head, banging mosh pit flows. But I'm just getting started. Watch me float. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby.
Baby, baby. Ooh, baby, 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 baby. Baby, 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 baby. Ooh.
Electric in my veins.
Ladies,
Super
gents, woo! Oh my!
players, let them
I mean, what can I say? What more can I say? Ladies, gentlemen, happy Friday, happy Saturday. I don't know where you are, where you're joining me from. Happy Friday, happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Guitar Angle, episode 57. I am Mr. Sorenzo, your host with the most. And boy, oh boy, I gotta tell you something. Can you feel it? The static is on.
synthesize.
That's right.
All my power
All my powers.
in this sound.
Ah,
Watch me break the meter.
meter,
Take it deeper.
deeper. Turn me up. Turn me up. Oh boy, I am ready to go. I gotta tell you something. Oh, this song is awesome by oh yeah. Woo! I gotta tell you something. I am in the mood today. I am so in the mood today. Do you know why? Because we got an awesome stream today. And then another one tomorrow. But today, we will be conducting an athletic guitar surgery. Surgery of guitar. That is going to be athletic. That is, you're going to be watching it and thinking, ooh, baby, baby. That's what I'm talking about here. Not one of those ones like some guy coming in, hi, I'm whatever. Let me hear, look, you see that? None of those. The pickup switch today, the guitar surgery today that involves switching the pickup on one of the guitars is going to be an athletic one, ladies and gents. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. Okay? So, what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna, share my screen with you guys, and you're gonna be seeing everything I do from step one. Like literally, I'm gonna prepare my desk like this. You guys are gonna have an awesome view on it, and I'll explain what I do in each step of the way. All of this is done at home. There's no crazy equipment that you can't buy. Every equipment that you'll need to do something like this at home for yourself, is gonna be something you can buy very cheaply from Amazon. And that's really it. So now here's what we're gonna do, right? The guitar that we're gonna be doing the modding on, the change of pickup on, is a very special guitar. So let me bring that guitar for you guys to see it. This is the guitar. Oops. this is the guitar. This, guys, is a Washburn and 420th anniversary guitar. I think only 100 of them were ever made in 2009. But this is a very special guitar. It's probably my favorite guitar at home, and it's the one that I spend the most time with. Now, for those who don't know, this guitar comes with a Seymour Duncan 59, neck pickup. The word neck was the one I couldn't find. But this guitar comes in a Seymour Duncan 59 neck pickup and a Bill Lawrence XL 500 bridge pickup. Right. Now, the music can actually stop it too, I think. So, the bridge pickup, Bill Lawrence XL 500 is the one in the bridge. Now, the problem is, and for anybody that has ever owned an Washburn N4, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That these Washburns, are great. Amazing instruments, Stevens extended cutaway, a heelless neck design, maximum access to higher registers, like as good as a Super Strat can get, in all sincerity. It's a shame that it's discontinued. I know Nuno is doing his own thing now, but it's an amazing guitar. But anybody that has ever owned a Washburn N4 knows that this bridge pickup sounds really ice picky. Sounds really trebly and ice picky, right? I genuinely don't know how Nuno makes such an awesome sound out of this. I have a feeling that it could be the scenario that, in much higher volumes, maybe the pickup opens up a little differently. Could be the case that, when he plays with his Marshalls, that amp does something obviously to the output and take a lot of that ice pickiness away. That could potentially be the thing. I don't know how he does it, but everybody that got one of these guitars, they know exactly what I'm talking about. There shouldn't necessarily be this model. Even the standard models are a lot ice picky in terms of their bridge pickup sound. So what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be changing the bridge pickup in this guitar, and I'm going to start everything from the beginning, step by step. We're going to do it together right now. So the question is, there we go, put it back for now. The question is, what are we going to change that pickup with? Is the real question, right? So this is like something that, some people can just go and do it like off the cuff and be like, you know what, let me just try something new and see how it goes. That's one way to approach this problem. A better way, in my opinion, to approach this problem is to say, all right, what is the sound we're going to get out of it? Like, what do we actually play, right? So what's the sound requirement for this particular pickup? And then once you figured out the sound requirement, then look for what is it that you're looking for, right? So I know for myself, wanting to, find a suitable pickup, I know that I play mostly metal music. Sometimes rock, but mostly metal. I like something meaty, high output, and tight low end. Tight low end. So I can, gent with it, right? With a Super Strat, right? So that's the kind of requirement I have when it comes to the pickups in my guitars. Now, that's like the overall sound. So if you guys want to change your pickups at home, this is like the first thing you all obviously want to have a look at is like, all right, what is the sound you're looking for? For me, it's like tight low end, metal, high output. Okay. Now the second thing is what you can treat it with whichever priority you want. The second thing you want to ask is now, all right, well, what's the tool that is going to give me that sound? And for me, obviously, it's going to be a humbucker. I like rail humbuckers a lot more than the ones with slugs and poles. And the reason for that is that the rail ones give you, a better range on top of the pickup when it comes to, picking up the string oscillations, the disturbances in the electromagnetic field around the pickup. So that's my personal preference. So high output, tight low end, ideally rails, right? And I like passive pickups better, right? Unless I'm playing with other people, then I need a bit more extra juice. But usually I like passive pickups better. I love Seymour Duncans because I think they're just really honest and they're very articulate. They're not, overtly compressed. They're not taking the nuances of your playing away, allow you to be unique when you're playing. So, question is, all right, well, what is the pickup that really checks all these boxes? And I did a lot of research on this, right? I spent a lot of time researching, and my conclusion was Seymour Duncan Nazgul rails. Right, so Nazguls, guys, were like a Seymour Duncan brand of pickups. I think they were came out, I don't know, late 90s, something like that. Right, so if you look for Nazguls, you'll get something that looks more like this. And they had Alnico 5 magnets in them, so high output, and like a really, really, really nice metal pickup. Later, so that was the Nazgul originals, and then later Seymour Duncan introduced the Nazgul rails, and these Nazgul rails are even more brutal. They're very special. They have an Alnico 8 magnet in there. So the number, Alnico 5, 2, 3, whatever, it tells you how strong that magnet is. Alnico 8 is like really, really, really balls to the walls, right? It's crazy. So this pickup has a really strong magnet, very high output, and has the rails. It's black, it's metal, it's everything I've been looking for. So essentially, we'll be changing the pickup, the bridge pickup of the Washburn N4, the Bill Lawrence, with this. And that's the mission statement for today. Right. Zuhair, what's happening? How are ya? Zuhair says, woo! I like it, woo! That's how we start the stream too. It says, what? Sorenzo, where's your hair? I know, right? Check this out. Hold on. Watch this. What do you think? Yeah, I chopped it off. You look so nice. You look like me. Thanks, man. At my tutoring job now. We'll see you tomorrow during the regular live. No problem, dude. No problems. Have a great time. Do your tutoring. Come back in and out. We'll be around. Sean, how you doing? Happy Friday. All you now need is a real job. Are there fake jobs? Every job is real. But we're lucky, man, honestly. We're lucky that we can actually do the things that we, love. And that's if this is not a blessing, I don't know what is. But yeah. So here we go. We got the oops. Now you can see that too. But the mission statement today is for us to then mod the guitar, add this insane pickup in it, and then see, how it sounds like. And I kind of have an idea how it's going to sound like, because, the selection of this pickup was a very purposeful decision. It was a researched decision. Now, so I said, this thing has Alnico 8 in it. It's rails, so it's not like with poles and slugs, which is something that I love about it. Look-wise, but honestly, just sound-wise too, right? Now, check this out. This is the EQ. Right here. So you guys can see the low end is actually really tight in this guitar. When I play, when we change the pickup and I play the guitar, you'll hear it, that it just sounds really meaty, but really tight in the low end. And I love it. All right, so now the question is, how are we gonna go about it? So if anybody haven't really tried changing the pickups at home themselves, it's always good to strategize your steps beforehand, to sort of know what is it that you'll be dealing with. And let me be specific here. By strategy, I mean you need to figure out which wire is what piece of, metal in your guitar means what does it do, and so on and so forth, right? Now, good news for us is that the guitar that we're going to be modding today, right? the good news is that this guitar is really simple. So it has a Gibson style 3-way selector, and it has a volume knob only with no push and pull like coil splittage or anything of that nature. So it's a very easy guitar to sort of work on. It's very simple in that sense, right? So that's really good news for us. Now, every pickup that you buy has almost every, right, 4 main types of wire in them in each pickup. And I'm gonna bring the new pickup that I've ordered and it arrived. So I've already ordered this pickup and it's arrived at home. I ordered it, I think, 2-3 weeks ago, right? Every pickup that you order, right, comes with a wiring and dimension diagram with it, right? So, and you can always like click on those links. They're usually on the website. That will give you, you know, how wide, how thick your pickup is, so you know whether it fits inside your guitar or not. But at the same time, if you have a look at the wiring diagram, right? So select pickup by type. It's a humbucker, and I want 1 Nazgul, 1 humbucker, 1 volume. 2 humbuckers, 1 volume, sorry. 2 humbuckers, 1 volume. Where is it? 2 humbuckers, 1 volume, 2 tone now. Oh, where is it? Simpler than that, man. 2 humbuckers, 1 volume. I know the diagram. I just want to show you guys the diagram. There we go. So 2 humbuckers, 1 volume, 2-way toggle. There we go. Right? And it gives you a very clear idea of what is it that you're looking for and what is it that you want to do. Right? This is the diagram of my guitar that I'll be changing, you know, the pickup of today. Right? Now, as you guys can see, and if you can't see it, do let me know. I'm happy to see if I can zoom in here a little bit more for you guys. As you guys can see, each pickup has 4 main wires in it, right? And each of these wires are color coded. You can see red, gray, green, and black, right? Now, each color means a different type of wire, right? So they're color coded. But the thing is that different companies color code their pickup wires differently, right? For Seymour Duncan, the black wire is the hot wire, right? The red and the white wire here, right? They are, it says like red and white wires to get soldered together and taped off. This is because these wires are responsible for coil splitting. So in this instance that my guitar doesn't have a push and pull, you know, pot, or so for me to, you know, do coil splitting, I don't have that. So what you do in this scenario is that you sort of like solder these 2 wires together and then you tape them off and you set them aside, which is, again, really simple and easy. And then you see this bit, the green and gray bit, and that is your ground. Right? So that literally is the ground. This here is the, maybe I should move it a little bit more that way. There we go. This golden thing here is your 3-way toggle switch, right? This is, again, the ground. And you can see the ground comes in, gets soldered to the volume pot, which grounds everything. So like when it comes to grounding, everything converges on the volume pot. And this is sort of the same thing on another humbucker, really, right? So essentially, this is the mission statement for today. Now, we might be able to do everything that we wanted to do, all the stuff we needed to do today. Maybe, maybe not. But we'll see how far we can go with it, right? But that's the diagram. Now, you bring your humbuckers to your pickup selector. This output of the pickup selector, see this wire here? Right there where my cursor is, right? That then comes in also to your volume pot, and that's really about it. There's not much more going on. There's another wire that goes through output jack from the volume pod and whatever. That's completely, thing. And the reason that's completely thing, that we're not going to actually go through it, is because for us to change the pickup, let's just say we want to change this pickup here, just because it's away from everything else in the diagram. If I want to change this humbucker here, all I have to do is to disconnect and reconnect two connections, right? So I have to disconnect this bit, and I have to disconnect that bit. See that? If I just, disconnect these two wires, I can just take the pickup out of the guitar, put the new pickup back in, and then solder these two joints. That's all we have to do when it comes to the actual changing of the pickup. Now, there are a lot more additional steps involved, like a lot more, because, for example, if you want to change your pickup, the wiring of the pickup, like the bridge pickup, goes under the neck pickup, goes through another cavity, so you have to undo the pickups, like unscrew them so you can pull the cable out, things of that nature. So there's a whole number of steps involved in there, but that's how we're gonna go. Now, one last thing before we start. We know what the wiring of our humbucker looks like. We know what the wiring of our guitar looks like, right? So we know exactly what is it that we're dealing with. The thing we don't know is what is the diagram and wiring of the existing pickup, the Bill Lawrence, 500 XL that is currently on the Washburn guitar that I'm trying to, get rid of it. And if you go to the Bill Lawrence website, right, you can see that it'll give you the color coding. So it tells you that the hot wire is colored white and the ground wire is black and blue, right? So that's all we need to know. So in the guitar, when I open it up, I expect the hot wire to be white, the stuff that comes out of the Bill Lawrence. Easy. So now that we know everything, and I'm gonna keep these diagrams here so I can come back to them again as I'm explaining this stuff, but I think this is where things really sit. So let us bring the guitar, set up the table, get the party started, shall we? Swear says Sorenzo looking so nice. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's a nice. It was about time for me to chop the hair off, to be honest with you guys. And the reason for it is because I work 80 hours a week, 70 hours a week, and I'm always sleep deprived. Like, I'm more often sleep deprived than not. And every time I wake up in the morning and I haven't had like more than 5 hours of sleep, I got a mild headache, and the weight of the hair makes it worse. And like, there are some nights like Thursdays I can get back home at 12 o'clock and do some work and go back to bed at 2, and now you have to wash that long hair and take care of it and all that, and that takes a long time. So this is just a lot more convenient. I mean, just a lot more convenient that way. Shaolin says the hairless ganja master. How are you, brother? Good to see you. Yep, the hairless. It is hairless now, that's for sure. Okie dokie. Shall we get the party started, guys? So let's get the. I'm good. Oh, so good. Great to hear, dude. That's good. All right, let's get the party started. So one last look at the diagram for those of you who want to see it. This is the Seymour-Duncan diagram and the guitar diagram for two humbuckers, a three-way toggle, and a volume pot. And we already know the color coding: white for hot, black and blue for ground, for the Bill Lawrence 500 XL pickup. Okay, so let us get the party started. Shaolin says, I'm guessing the hairdresser WPN this time. Yeah. Yeah, the hairdresser guy, he was like, hey, are you sure that that's what you want to do? Like, it's a big change. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm pretty sure. The hairdresser won this time. Yeah, okay. I thought WPN stood for weeping, like as if like it was a lot of work. Never mind. 1 this time. Yeah, yeah. Because it's a massive change, right? It took about, like, I think, like 45, 50 minutes to get the haircut. So, okie dokie. Let's get started. I'm gonna bring every equipment in, and as I'm doing it, I'll explain it for you guys, what I'm doing, and if you guys already know how to switch pickups at home, hopefully that gives you some new ideas. Otherwise, you'll learn something new, which is always good. So, let's do this. I am going to... Shaolin says, hold on. Okay, sure. I'll hold on. Which Bill Lawrence pickup? XL 500. L500 XL. It's the one on Washburn N4, the Super Strat I got at home. And the reason we're changing that is because it's really ice picky. Really ice picky. Shaolin says, no, 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 no. Why? You like the Bill Lawrence? It's from 2005. I think it's a 2005 or 2009 pickup. So I think it's Bill Lawrence USA. Like, it's the old Bill Lawrence. Because I know you had the old one and then the new ones. I think this is the old one, but I could be wrong. I don't know the answer to it. We're going to look on the back. Exactly. So when I undo it, I'm going to look at the back and we'll figure it out together. Alrighty. Let's get started. Let me set up my table. And this is at home, at my work desk. You guys can do everything like at home, like the way I'm doing, with like really affordable equipment. Yeah. Shaolin says the old ones are Bill and Becky. Ah, yeah. I knew there was a difference, and I heard that name. I just put my finger on it. Yeah. They're still being made. It was a legal battle. Right. That I didn't know. Okie dokie. Let's do this. Here we go. That's my desk. I've got my drinks ready. Coffee up there. Coffee right up there. That's green tea, and that's obviously our usual Pepsi. So, let's get ready.
If we fall, don't you let me land. So try slow, hard, slow, let me see your...
One of the first things I like to do is to put a towel on my desk just to, you know, keep things neat. And if, you know, because I'll be soldering today, so if I solder and I burn something, it's not going to be my table or the cover. So
Don't stop, don't stop. I wanna hide forever in your heart.
Shaolin says green tea in quotation mark. Oh, it's just like, do they make tea out of those things too? I bet that's what you meant. I'm not sure, like, I don't know for a fact that if that's what you meant, but I know that it's the truth. I know that's what you meant by green tea in quotation mark. Shaolin says, who cares about the table? Burn something would be great content. Yeah, it's my table. All right. I know, I swear to God, that's what you meant. That's all you meant. All right, let's bring the guitar, shall we? There we go. There we are. There we go. Shaolin says, of course the polyester towel is great when handling soldering iron. No, it's not ideal. but it's better than nothing. If that's what you meant. It's what I had at home. Like these are the things. That's honestly part of it is the beauty of it, right? It's like whatever you got at home, you try to make it work. All right. So step number 1, let us get rid of the strings. And I'm gonna actually bring the thing as well. Bring the tremolo bar, and I'll put a piece of cloth under my tremolo just to keep it steady and stable. We'll have to remove it a little later, but for now, pull it up, put that in there. Yeah, nice and easy. Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna undo these things, these screws at my locking nut. Using an Allen key. I think it's a little small. Okay. I thought I took the right one, but I clearly didn't. There we go, that's the one. So yeah, first of all, obviously we want to get rid of the strings. And these are like old strings. I played the heck out of them. So we don't need to worry about, reusing them right now. We'll get a new pack of strings and put there and make a good use of it. Yeah. Shaolin says no, but it's flammable. Would be hilarious. Well, there we go. You wanted content? You wanted content that involves me getting burned? Table or something else? You got it. Ask and you shall receive. That's what they say. Shaolin says, wait, you're replacing the bridge pickup? Yeah, I'm replacing the bridge pickup. That's right. All right. And by the way, for those of you who change strings regularly, I cannot recommend this enough. Get yourself this little baby. This one is the Ernie Ball Power Peg. And that just helps you, just wind and unwind your guitar strings just like real quick without having to do this the whole time. It's just a lifesaver. So if you guys like got multiple guitars at home, you want to make your life easier, I think that's like $20, $30 from Amazon, from memory. I bought it a long time ago. It's a thing. So with what? Shaolin asks. With Seymour Duncan Nazgul Rail. It's an Alnico 8 pickup. I'll show it to you. Give me a second. With this baby. It's an Alnico 8 high output pickup with a very, very meaty but tight low end. Very gent. Very suitable for gent. And it's a wild pickup. I love it. I have it on another guitar and it's awesome. So yeah. Damn, wide. Those tend to be dark. I like them. They work with my setup so well. And I got it on another pickup. I actually got it on another pickup and it worked so beautifully. Now, the other pickup is made of swamp ash, the body of it, and I'm assuming that might, make the sound a little brighter than this one. This one has a Koa and Karina in it, in the body, top and bottom. So yeah. Yeah. But I love them. Alnico 8 is great. That was like my first Alnico 8 pickup, and I loved it. Just awesome. Yeah. If you haven't tried it, dude, like pick up. I don't know what standard factory guitars actually got them. Because you got the Nazguls. These are the Nazgul rails, and you got the old Nazguls, right? The old Nazguls were they had like 6 poles and slugs in them. So they're like the ones with poles. That one is Alnico 5, right? This one is the new version, essentially, the rail. And it's much stronger in sound for what I want. Yeah. I didn't do enough of it, did I? There we go. Yeah. So, ow. That's what happens, guys, when you're not patient. That's what happens. There we go. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. Why is this doing that? Come on, there we go. See? Wasn't that hard? Wasn't that hard to play nice? There we go. Come on, come on. I should have started from the beginning. So yeah. One thing I like to do, by the way, and I'll maybe flip the guitar so you guys can see it. Give me a second. One thing I really like to do is to make a nice little thing on my guitar. A nice little... I'll show you. So, just so you guys can see it on camera. There you go. Put it there. Put it there. And here we go. So, one thing I like to do is to just do this to the strings. And it just helps me keep it really nice and neat. If I can get it in there, that'll be nice. It just helps me keep things really nice and neat. Like, now I don't have to worry about dealing with like the whole thing. You know what I mean? It just helps. And I like to do it this way. There we go. Done. And now I just can throw it away, and I can slowly open up my string slots. There we go. So yeah, do you guys change your pickups at home often? Like, how many of you guys actually mod your guitars at home? I wonder like how many people do it, because the thing is, this is true story. There was a time when I really had a crazy guitar acquisition syndrome. Really crazy guitar acquisition syndrome. It's settled down now. It's still there, but it's nowhere as bad as it was. And one thing I thought that I could do instead of buying a new guitar was buying new pieces and parts and mod the guitar. And that really helped me not only just to, you know, satisfy my hunger for new things, guitar-wise, but also it helped me, saved me a lot of money, because buying a pickup is a lot cheaper than buying a new guitar. So, yeah, there we go. See? Nice and neat already. Put that there. And we're gonna get rid of the old strings. And by the way, when you're like, you know, changing your pickups, you don't always have to remove the strings. I removed the strings because these are old. But one of the things you can do is that you can loosen up the strings, right? And just remove this whole bridge, right? Literally. So you could go there, remove the springs at the back behind the guitar, and just take this whole piece out while the strings are attached to it. Do whatever it is you need to do, and then put the bridge back on, put the springs back on, and put your strings back in those slots, right? So you actually got that opportunity if you want it. You don't have to use, change your strings all the time. I just do it. And when I do it, it gives me a superb opportunity to not only change my strings, but to condition my neck, polish my frets, if there's any, you know, frets that are a little higher, pick up a fret hammer and fix the issue. Things of that nature. It just gives me a super opportunity to not just change my pickup, but make my guitar healthy. You know, take care of my baby. And this is my favorite guitar, so so I really want to take care of it. All right, let's put this trash away. Righto. And here we are. Let me put this there. And now it's time for us to have a look at the back of the guitar. Shaolin says, "Oh, I mod my guitars all the time." Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What kind of mods do you do usually? Is it just a change of pickups? Do you buy crazy volume and tone knobs? What do you do? Here we go. Bullseye. Okay, so this is obviously the back of your guitar. This is your cavity for the tremolo. So this is where all the bridge, the bridge springs and everything else, the claw, sit. This is the cavity for your pickup selector, and it's very tight in this guitar. And this is the cavity where your volume knob sits. Your volume, did I call it a knob? Sorry guys, the volume pot rather sits. So let's do this. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna unscrew it, and I think from memory these were Phillips ones. In terms of my screw size, so let's see what we're looking at here. Shaolin says usually tuners to locking, it's the first thing. Yeah, okay, that's a good thing. that's helpful. All right, where's my Phillips one? There we go, found it. I think it is Phillips ones. Yeah, locking tuners are good. They're not responsible for all the tuning stability, but they are helpful. Like, you don't want to... Alright, is it... Hell yeah, I was right. Phillips one indeed. Okie dokie, let's open up these cavities now. What I want is a container to put all of my screws and everything in. Because I don't have that much space at home on my work desk. Most people's work desks are either as big as mine or smaller. Most. And so we don't want to lose anything. So just give me a second. Let me pick up a container. And I'll bring the pickup too. And for my container of screws and stuff, I'll be using what's also known as a Cuban cigar ashtray, because I don't mind doing a Cuban once in a while. I used to do Cubans a lot more when I drank. Like, you know, you pour yourself a nice glass of whiskey or bourbon, and then you know, light one up and have a good time. But since I quit smoking, I don't think I've done that many Cubans either, like a few. So we'll be using this. It's a clean ashtray. We'll use this to put all of our screws and stuff in there. There we go, like this, so we don't lose anything. All right. Okay, so Shaolin, you said usually the first thing is tuners to locking. What's the second thing? Lefty loosey, righty tighty, as they say. And I'm gonna do my best to sort of get my hand out of the camera's view. But if you guys see me like doing weird postures, you know exactly why. It is because, you know, Trying to make sure you guys see it. Yeah, there we go. One thing I always said, and this is what I think, like, part of the attraction of me doing guitar mods was, you know, just obviously try something new, make your guitar yours. Oh, so important. Just make your guitar yours. You know what I mean? Like, put your signature on it, make it unique. So that was like one of the appeals. Obviously, it helps you if you're itching to buy a new guitar, just buy a new pickup and change your guitar, and that really helps, saves you money, saves you a lot, and you're doing something fun. But also the thing that not everybody says is how peaceful it is, how therapeutic it is when you do it and you get to this flow state of doing it. It's just amazing. And unlike like fret rewiring that requires, you know, hammer work and sanding and all that jazz, this one doesn't really involve much of activities that, you know, are really loud. It's a very quiet activity. So you can, like, there were times I'm like, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and I put a nice music in the background like the way I'm doing now and just vibe and have a good time with my guitar. It's one of my favorite activities. It's become one of my favorite activities for sure. Shaolin says, pickups, bare knuckles, miracles, man. It's my go-to. Bare knuckles are really good, and I'm hearing really good stuff about them. I haven't tried them yet. I am very, very, very keen. I've got one specific one that I got my eyes on. The Mark Stinger, the guitarist for Spirit Box. I really want to try his pickups. But the thing is, his signature guitar is Aristides. And Aristides guitars are made out of a certain proprietary plastic material. They're not actually made out of wood. But the Aristides, the company, argues that they're they sound just like wood, but they're a lot more stable. So they're very futuristic guitars, and his signature guitar is with them. So unless I just gotta buy that pickup separately first. Though, that being said, I'm also keen to get my hand on an Aristides guitar. So, but they're freaking expensive. Because Aristides is like predominantly like they make custom stuff. That's what their whole shtick is. Nevertheless, all right, here we go. So we got our two cavities exposed. This, like I said, is where your pickup selector sits in. This is where your volume knob sits. And again, the reason it's so simple in my guitar, it's because my guitar has two humbuckers, a three-way selector, toggle switch, like a Gibson style, and one volume pot. That's why it's so simple and simple. Okay. Now, and you guys can see there's conductive paint around covering the cavity. There's conductive paint at the back of these covers for both. And what it does, it helps to create a Faraday cage and sort of like takes, in practice, basically reduces the noise, the static noise that your guitar generates. Okay, so that's what's going on here at the back. Put those there. Now, let us bring out the pickup switch. Predominantly, most of our work today is going to be in this tight little cavity and not here. Because like I explained earlier, if I share my screen with you guys again, like I explained earlier, if I want to just change one pickup, and god damn it, I just lost my diagram, didn't I? Do I have a diagram here? Oh, there we go. Perfect. If I want to change my pickup, let's just say I want to change this pickup here. You guys can see the hot wire and the ground wire, the two wires that are connected to anything, are both connected to the pickup selector. So if I want to change this, I just have to, remove this joint and that joint, and I'll be good. Because we're not using the red and white wire and the Seymour Duncan, because we're not doing coil splitting or anything. So all of my work involves removing these two joints and then putting them back on against the new pickup. So everything that we do is going to be done here. But the reason I did this, I opened this one up, is because despite the fact that the Bill Lawrence website says that the hot wire for a pickup is going to be black and blue, the colors might not necessarily be accurate. So, for example, the ground wire here is black and blue. That's the ground wire. But the hot wire seems to be black. And I could be wrong. So what it does, it just allows me to see how accurate the color coding on the websites are. Because sometimes the model is different, sometimes you get the model wrong, sometimes the information is incorrect, you never know. Yeah. So, there we go. So now, okay, so I exposed these two cavities, but I can't still pull the pickup selector out yet. And the reason for that is with Gibson style 3-way toggle switch pickups, my apologies, pickup selectors. See that? Here is also screwed. So you actually have to undo that screw there for you to, expose the selector. And there's a very easy way for that. I like to do it this way. If you guys know a better way, I'm happy to hear it. But essentially, instead of using, I could use something like this too. So you could use like a wrench like this and trying to open it. However, what I do is like this. I'll bring some pliers and I put a cut in around the screw or the selector, and then I use this to open it up. And what it does, it just makes sure that I'm not damaging any part of my guitar and so on and so forth. So let me do that. Just gonna, I use this one for my string. Maybe I should use another one, the bigger one for this, but we'll see. Is that fitting? I don't think so. I gotta get a bigger one. There we go. That's the one I usually use. And again, these are the basic stuff that you can just buy from your tool shop, right? Like a local tool shop. If you go to Home Depot, you can buy these stuff probably. There we go. Put that away. Put this back. And here we are. Just undo the screw here. Like that. And take the washer away. Put it both in our Cuban cigar string container. Screw container, rather. And now we're in a very good position to, here we go. We're in a really good position to expose what we have in our pickup selector cavity. Now this is where things get a little difficult. Not difficult, a little bit more, like you're gonna need a bit more focus here, because it's a very small, tiny cavity. Like it's really, really tiny, and the wires on them, like on the selector, are really tiny wires. So you don't want to pull anything hard, and sometimes they're tight. Sometimes they're just tight. So you want to be careful about it. That's the whole thing. So now I've got my pickup selector. I need to figure out which wire is coming from which pickup, right? And there's an easy way to figure it out. But if you guys can't see it, see this bit that all the cables are converging on? That's the ground part of your pickup selector. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to undo it so that we can remove the ground part of the bridge pickup that we're trying to also change, the ground wire. That's the thing. Zuhair says, Sorenzo, I'm back. Don't ignore me. I'm not ignoring you. I just saw the text. Welcome back. I'm not ignoring you, dude. My eyes are here, mostly. And when I see a chat, I'll read it. Like I've been reading all the chats. Yeah, okay. So let's have a look and see what we got. Okay. Now, let's figure out which one of these two strings are coming from. And I should have already had a look at it before I undid. I should have marked the thing, but that's okay. I should have marked my pickup selector to know which wire was coming from the bass and which one from the neck. Which one's coming from the bridge, which one from the neck? But that's okay. I'm gonna have to open those pickup cavities anyways, so screw it. Put that there for a second. And I'm gonna have to clean up my pickup switch a little too. We're gonna have to use a de-rust on it a little. Fine, okay, let's do that too. All right, put these back for now. Next, we're gonna have to now undo the pickups a little. There we go. Here you go, sit there. Now, we're gonna have to undo these pickups too, and that helps us also to figure out, obviously, which wire is what, but also, at the same time, I'm gonna have to remove this pickup, and I'm gonna have to take the wire from under this one, so I have to undo them both anyway. Here we go, let's get into these. And by the way, to undo your pickups, these are the 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Now, you guys might not know this, but when it comes to your neck and bridge pickup, there is a neck and bridge side. So if you guys have a look at your pickup ring, if you got a guitar at home, you can have a look at it. You'll notice that in all likelihood, the bridge side of the pickup ring is thicker. So you just have to make sure that you position your pickup and you position your pickup ring correctly. I want to mix these screws together. I might actually put the pickup screws in there. Here we go. Zuhair says, guitar looks so nice. Thank you. Could we watch this entire video and learn pickup swap as a beginner? Yeah. And I'm using literally equipment that you can buy very cheaply from Amazon or Home Depot. Very easy to do. Changing pickups is not that difficult. You can literally just watch every step I did and just replicate it at home. Yeah. Now there's going to be always some minor differences because like the guitar that you're changing the pickup of is going to be configured differently in terms of number of pickups, the way the pickup selector is, how the wiring has been done on it. So there might be some minor differences there, but it's not that crazy. Yeah. Think knowing what pickup, yeah, Zuhair says, think knowing what pickup would be worth it or have the sound you want. That's more difficult, eh? Yes and no, man. Some pickups are not on many standard issues guitars. So you don't have that much of an opportunity to figure out whether it's something that is, you know, you want or not. And there are a lot of pickups like what was that Seymour Duncan pair? I think it's the Nazgul and Sentient, for example, that are on a lot of Schecters, LTDs, and so on. There are pickups like Fishman Fluence Moderns that are on a lot of LTD, Schecter, other guitars. Do you know what I mean? So some pickups are on standard issues guitars, which then obviously that means you can go and pick up the guitar and play it and see how it sounds like. Some of them are not, which you then have to rely a little bit more on their EQ diagram, because the websites usually provide the EQ diagram. Can rely on those a little and bring it home. Now, the reality is, no pickup is going to sound 100% the way you like it. Pickup is always a part of your total sound, right? Which means that you have to worry about your amp or your pedals or your multi-effects, whatever it is that you use. Obviously, then you gotta, you know, consider those. And then put them all together and make the sound the way you like it. So it's not just the pickup. Pickup is just one of the many factors. Zuhair says, I have one of these electric drills when screw bits, fast screwing in hand, and now do you need one? Yeah, I thought about buying one. I think I eventually will have to buy one. But yeah. All right, so here we go. You guys can see here, I'm not sure if you guys can see, the exit out of this pickup, what's getting out of there, is a red wire. Can you guys see it? See the red wire in there? Right there. So I know that the red wire is for this. which is great. And you guys can see the black wire is for the Seymour Duncan 59, the neck pickup. And you guys can see that the red wire goes through, gets routed into the pickup, neck pickup cavity, and then it goes to this cavity there. So you will have to remove the neck pickup too for you to pull this wire out, right? That's the reality of it. So now let's flip this guitar. This is like a little bit more difficult using a microphone. Sorry, guys. It's the first time I'm actually doing it live on camera. Usually when there's no microphone, I'm not worried about the angle. It's a little easier for me. Okay. Here we go. So now, the mystery is solved. We know that the red wire, the cable that comes out of the red wire are the ones we have to remove. The wires that come out of the red cable are the ones that we have to remove. Right? And one here is for the grounding. And then you guys can see the red wire is actually hot. So unlike what the website said, the red wire is the hot wire for the Bill Lawrence, not white. All right. Cool. All right, so let's pull these wires a little bit more out to give ourselves a little bit more wiggle room. And whoever wired this guitar, I hate that person. Because the ground from the pickup selector is too tight. Why do you have to do it too tight? Just leave a bit more extra. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do, I'll try to zoom in so you guys can see. What I'm gonna do is, there we go, you guys can see it now. What I'm gonna do is to remove this tiny little red wire here, which is the hot wire from my Bill Lawrence. I'm just gonna unsolder that first, because that's like a single connection. That's like, here, that joint only has this red wire, the hot wire from my Bill Lawrence pickup. Then, once I get it out of the way, I have less to deal with, then I'll go in and I'll unsolder the ground joint, which is horribly done. Which is done so badly, by the way. So I'm gonna have a rough time actually undoing this properly. And then we're gonna have to redo the ground, essentially, once we install the new pickup. Yeah, that's the idea. Hopefully that made sense. Zuhair says, gotcha, how'd you start off soldering on a guitar? Was it many years ago? And started with pickups? No, not long ago, dude. Soldering overall is not that difficult to do. I don't know when I started, maybe like last year I really started modding my guitars. So maybe then. But then again, like you don't do it often unless you do it professionally. You don't solder your guitar often. But you can buy like a really cheap Amazon pack and that helps you like, practice soldering on it too. Like it works. Okay, so to do the soldering, what I'm gonna do, I've already prepared my my wet sponge. So this wet sponge is just, you pour water on it essentially. And what it does, it helps you clean your solder tip. And this is like a cheap solder thing I bought from Amazon. And this is where you rest it, right? Now, I'm gonna move everything a little bit more there. Give me a second. Here we go. Move everything gently a little bit more that way. Like this. And you guys can see it better now. Here we go. And I'm gonna take the microphone a little away and I'm gonna start, and the reason I'm moving these stuff around a little is because I'm about to bring my soldering iron and that thing is gonna be glowing hot. Like very, very hot, so we're gonna bring that and get it ready. Now, by the way, when you guys are soldering at home, the fume that comes out of the soldering thing, like as you're doing your work, it produces a lot of fume. do not inhale it, and live in a like do it in a room somewhere where there is either air conditioning on or flow of air one way or the other there. So don't do it in a closed doors, like indoors, you know, go into a room, close the doors and all that. Don't do it there. Make sure there's airflow, because the fumes are toxic. They're not good for you. One thing. Secondly, because I love the finish on this guitar and I love the tone woods on this guitar, I'm actually going to cover this guitar as much as I can with cloth so that I'm not, you know, doing like creating a heat mark, a burning mark or anything on this guitar, because I don't want it to have it. I want it to stay neat. Cool. Let me bring this stuff. I'll bring the solder and iron now. Alrighty. And by the way, so I like for those who know, like I bought this pack very cheaply from Amazon, and it has multimeter, it has like wires, it has you know, soldering wire and everything else you need, but like has a lot of stuff in it that you use. So here we go. And we're gonna be using the multimeter at the end of the video, like not at the end of the soldering, to make sure that all of our joints are good and the guitar is not gonna be like, you know, having a lot of static in it and be unnecessarily noisy. So here we go, that's my soldering iron. The only problem I have with this little soldering iron of mine is that it's a very cheap one. The challenge with it is that it doesn't heat up as much. So when I have with more challenging joints, when I have more challenging joints like this one right now, it is going to take me a lot longer to melt that joint and undo it, unfortunately. So we'll see how we go with it. But yeah, that joint doesn't look good. And for a US made limited edition guitar, that's just embarrassing, honestly. So there. And we are going to connect this to electricity. There we go, like that. And I'm gonna heat it up. There. Okay. And then might as well just flip it like that. And then I'm gonna turn it on and then make it as hot as I can. Is this even on? I don't know, it's not. Now it is. There we go. So we're just gonna leave the soldering iron there. Let it heat up a little. It's gonna take a few minutes.
Baby, come closer.
And I am gonna go here and read some chat while my soldering iron is heating up. Okie dokie, tell me. Zuhair says, okay, you're looking so dateable. Very nice. Very dateable. Like I can date? Well, don't say that, Zuhair. Mrs. Peachy is watching the stream. My dating days are gone. The only date I'll go out with is Mrs. Peachy's date. And we like that a lot. We like Mrs. Peachy a lot. Gone are the dating days, man.
If I'm quiet, it's not from lack of need. It's me making space for you. Like I'm standing at a door.
All right, Zuhair says, aha, now I know. Now I know what fumes to deploy. Someone I hate, muhahaha. It's... Gotta stop giving you ideas, dude. Zuhair says, thought all the same. May want to keep the tea, soda drinks away when doing this. Yeah, they're away. they're far away. Like they're all here. My work is gonna be there. It's fine. D. And thank you guys for hanging out. As per our tradition. Thank you for hanging out with me today. We have also the usual stream tomorrow, so we'll go through new guitars and specs and everything. But yeah, usually these streams when we do these stuff on the guitar are longer streams. I appreciate you guys hanging out, man. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than doing this here with you guys. So appreciate you. I'll drink this to your health. Cheers, my friend. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. To your health.
Every word you never say still finds me somehow. I don't need to hear your voice, I feel you now. Stay a little closer. Don't explain a thing.
I love this song.
I don't need forever.
Oh, I love this song.
Just this quiet feel.
All right. Zuhair says also, you said what makes a challenging joint? Ah, okay. Look, this is what I meant by it. This joint has a lot of solder on it. Like if I maybe zoom in a little, you see this like big bulge? Where's my, you see this big bulge here? Right? They didn't have to do that much. Now, obviously it's a convergence point. It's the point where everything before the selector gets grounded on. So I understand that. However, they didn't need to do that. So what I'll have to do, I'll have to remove some of it. And then undo this thing. But the thing is, because my solder is a cheap, like Amazon solder, it doesn't get as hot and it doesn't stay as hot. So it's gonna take me a longer time to actually take care of this little joint here. The other one, on the other side, the hot wire, that's easy. That's why I called it challenging. Not like that it's complicated or anything of that nature, but because I bought like really cheap Amazon tools to do it. That's the only reason why. I didn't want to spend like $200 buying a crazy full-on soldering iron, which I think now I'm like thinking I should. Now I'm thinking maybe I should. All right, the iron is heating up properly. Let me bring some cloth, cover my guitar, and then we can get it started. There we go. Zuhair says, I am clueless to soldering, but doesn't that mean that it will last many years good and tight? Not necessarily, no. For two reasons. Number one, you don't need as much for it to actually work. Sometimes too much is too much. Sometimes if you do it too much, it connects to things that you don't want it to connect. So more is not always better. Good is better. So you just have to like apply enough. And if you think about it, this is gonna be inside a closed cavity in a guitar. So as long as you're not bashing your guitar on the ground, like as long as you just play it, you take care of your guitar like you treat your guitar normally, right? That little joint that is well done inside a closed cavity, nothing's gonna happen to it. And keep in mind that your pickup selector also gets screwed on the outside, over the top wood. So it is actually really tight. It doesn't even wiggle that much in a tight cavity. So no, there is a point of like too much there that's just unnecessary. Like it just makes the thing hard. Unnecessarily. So here we go. I'd like to add that. And I have an old shirt. Again, when you do it at home, you just use all the tools you have. I'm gonna just cover everything nice and well, like this. Like that. I really despise the person that did this guitar wiring. I really do. Why would you do it that way, man? Why? Who does that? Okay. Okay. Oh, put that there. Under. Huh. All right, cool. Now, before we start, what we want to do is we want to clean the tip of the soldering iron. So that's the first thing you want to do. As soon as your soldering iron heats up, and as soon as you're ready to go, what you want to do is to take some soldering wire, and I've got like a whole pack of it here. I'll show you guys. You said poor shirt goodbye. Oh, this shirt goodbye a long time ago, brother. A very long time ago. And I've been using, because it's like 100% cloth, and I wore it for years. And that's the good thing about cloth, like 100% cloth shirts and t-shirts. You sweat in them, you use them, they last you a long time, they're good quality. But then that cloth gets softer and softer and softer, and the shirt feels nicer and nicer until it starts to like really wear off, and there's gonna be some holes in it and all that. Then you're gonna have to get rid of it. And me, instead of getting rid of it, I'll just keep using it for my guitar. But I wore this shirt for like years. Okay. I'm just gonna take a whole lot of wire. And you don't need this much wire. I usually just take a lot because I like to just wrap it around my hand. Not around, but like in my hand. So I'll just take a little bit more than what I need. And all I'm gonna do is to cut. Here you go. And we are going to put this back in its thing and put it away. Put this away. And now I'm just gonna do this. Like that. Like that. And like this. So I get a nice hold. And I got all I need, and I just hold that little piece there. That's what I personally like to do. You don't have to do it, but you can do it if you want to. Dorotio, what's happening? How are ya? Dorotio says, I'm late, but I have a hall pass. Bruh, hell yeah. Good to see you, brother. How you doing? How are you? Guys, I'm gonna put the microphone a little away, and I'm gonna speak louder so you can hear me. But the reason I have to now put it away is because I can't have it sitting between my soldering iron and my guitar. So I'm gonna move it a little away. You guys let me know if you can't hear me. You will. All right. There we go. You should be hearing me loud and clear. Doing good? Thank God, man. Good to hear. I'm glad you're doing well. Happy Friday. Tell me, how was the party, by the way? I think you were into 16th? Sweet 16th? It was a party you went to last week. How was it? Did you have a good time? Man, the guy who did this, annoying person that did it. I have to move the cloth because I don't have any space at all. My thing, I have to be a little bit more surgical. There we go. And I forgot to clean the tip of my soldering iron too. So what I said and I didn't do, and I told you guys it's a good practice and I didn't do it myself, but we can do it now, is that you can clean the tip. You can clean the tip of your soldering iron. So just use a little bit of soldering wire and just like put it on the tip a little, like that. A little there. And then dry off. Not dry off, but just like clean the tip like that. And that helps later with the transfer of the heat. Yeah, so now it's a lot better. A little bit more. There we go. Okay, cool. We're in a good spot. Here. All right. So now we remove the hot wire from the Seymour Duncan, not the Seymour Duncan, sorry. The Bill Lawrence's hot wire is removed. Now let's remove the ground joint. Again, so now what I'm trying to figure out is the best angle to actually do that. Zuhair says guitar heart surgery. Hell yeah. Zuhair heart surgery. Yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, let me remove this wire. Okay, I can see what the guys did. He twisted everything into. Alright, cool. Let's see if we can remove it. Go. Yep. It's as I expected. It's going to take me a long time to do this because my soldering iron is a cheap one and it doesn't get as hot. And that joint is like a full-on joint. So it's going to take some time. Alright, let me maybe clean this again. Hot, yeah. Alright, let's wait for it to heat up a little. Zuhair says, now I know what to look for when getting a soldering iron. Yeah, you know what to not look for. Honestly, it's worth the investment if you do. Like, I'm doing more and more of these now. So, in all likelihood, I'll order like a proper one that has a proper stand and it heats up properly. This is going to be otherwise unnecessary pain that you have to go through. Yeah. Man, it's not even picking it up. God damn it. Yep, just gotta wait a little longer, guys. Sorry. Just gotta wait a little longer, folks. My apologies. Alright, now it's time for chats and questions, by the way, while this thing is heating up. Any questiones? Anything you guys wondered about the process so far? So, just for those who joined a little later, the mission statement today is for us to change the bridge pickup of my Washburn N4 from Bill Lawrence XL500 to Nazgul Rails and Alnico 8 rail 6-string pickup. Yeah, Sean says you need an iron that you can put a bigger tip on. That tip holds the heat. Yep, you're 100% correct. 100% correct. Zware says, so you must feel excited. Any pickup wiring sound issues, you can fix it yourself and not go to a tech. Yeah, look, the thing is, doing guitar first aid is not that crazily hard, and you might get it wrong a little and you can fix it. And the good news is, look, if you can get it, just like try to do it yourself. If you have a guitar that you think you feel comfortable doing it on, do these things, little things yourself. And then if there's an issue, you can just take it to the guitar tech anyways, right? It's not like you could try to work on the wiring, and let's just say you couldn't make the wiring work. Well, just take it to the tech. You were going to take it to the tech anyways. That was my philosophy. You know, overall, little things like this on your guitar is not something that you necessarily need a tech for. And you do it, obviously, the first few times you do it, it's not going to be as good. You're going to make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes today. And that's okay. You know, you learn. Just get better. It's like there's always this, well, what do you call it? Like, there's always this fear of the unknown. Novelty, you know, can be a little unsettling, I guess. And that's completely understandable. That's for anything that you start from the beginning, like as a newbie. You just do it and work it out, you know? All right, let's try it now. This looks a little better. Let's clean the tip. All right, let's see if we can remove this now a little. All right, that seems to have worked a little. And that's a lot of solder. Why would you put this much solder on this? How many watts is the soldering iron? It's a 60 watt soldering iron. 60. It's not strong at all. Like, it's so bad, the joint there, I can't even melt it right now. Things happening. Alright, by the way, for those who don't know, this is a, I don't know the technical term for it. I call it the solder suck. Essentially, you put the tip of it where the extra solder is, and then you do this. Essentially what it does, it sucks the solder up. I'm just gonna have my solder suck ready. And they're wired this far. It's just why? Why would you have to do it? Come on, something's happening. Man. Getting old. I'll see you tomorrow, Sorenzo. Be safe. Take care, dude. I'll see you tomorrow. Sean says, looking at your iron, there's a screw at the back. You're right. It's already at the max. It's already full to the max. Like, that's like as high as it goes. But the guy's like putting a lot of siren on this. You guys like, oh god, my camera froze, didn't it? Alright, hold on guys, give me a second. Somehow my camera gone crazy. Alright, give me a second. What happened to my camera? I wonder. Huh. Isn't that annoying? Let me reset this camera. Yeah, so my mistake your lesson, I guess, right? So don't buy cheap soldering irons. It's not good for you. Alright, let me see if I can get this back to life. Here we go. And I'm gonna plug, disconnect, connect. Let's see if we can bring this back to life. There we go. We're back to life. I'm thinking maybe I should start like cutting, like cracking the joint a little. Cause this freaking thing doesn't want to melt. And there's so much of it, like so much of it unnecessarily. Like, dude, who does that? Damn, okay. Annoying. Yeah, I knew it's gonna be challenging, but not that much. Alright, I'm just gonna cut. I'm gonna go with cutting the thing. Otherwise, we'll be here till tomorrow. Did I get that soldering iron at Harbor Freight Home Depot load? I bought it from Amazon, unfortunately. And that's my own fault. Okay, so give me a second. Let me see if I can. Ah. Find this. There we go. Done. Problem solved. Man, who does that? Alright. Now let me undo. What I'm going to do now is to separate the wire of my bridge and my neck pickup. The guy so gently went us. Cool, done. Problem solved. Just gonna put the wire soldering iron away for a second. Alright, let's just put it away. Did the camera go off again? Man, everything is going wrong today. Hold on, let me redo the thing. That's the thing with live stuff, man. Doroteo says, what brand is it? Cobalt Husky. It's called Placebo. There we go. We're back. It's called Placebo. Plusivo. And I would encourage you guys not to buy it. Alright, so here we go. For now, we've separated the wires there. I still got my bridge pickup connected, and I still got the selector grounded. Well, we're gonna have to take care of, like, clean that grounding joint. We're gonna have to clean that up. But the good news is, at least we're one step ahead. So, here's what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna gently flip the guitar with the pickups. And I care about the bridge pickup a lot more right now. But yeah, come on, let's go. Okay. Here we go. So, now, as you guys can see, you have the bridge pickup with the red wire, which we just got rid of. But that red wire is routed under the bridge, the neck pickup's cavity. So the bridge pickup wire is routed under the neck pickup cavity. So now we've disconnected the red thing from our selector, and now we just have to gently pull it out, and get the ball rolling. And so we can remove this Bill Lawrence finally. And I'm just gonna go here and gently put that through. Here we go. So I'm just like separating the red wire there. And I can just gently pull this in. Make sure I'm just pulling the red wire and nothing more. Right there. There we go. Done. Right? So, I can put this there. And now I can remove my bridge pickup that I no longer want. Okay. There we go. That is the Bill Lawrence pickup that we removed. Not placebo, Doroteo, placebo. I'll put it in the chat. Give me a second. Let me access the chat. It's called placebo. Plusivo. And I would not recommend it. Okay, so we removed it now. We had Shaolin earlier on asking what Bill Lawrence is this. So this is a Nuno Washburn N4 Nuno Betancourt signature guitar from 2009. The Bill Lawrence pickup it just says Bill Lawrence USA. So it's a Bill Lawrence USA pickup, Shaolin, if you were wondering what it is. All right, so this is the pickup that we just got rid of. Fine. Now, this is the pickup that we're gonna be adding to this guitar essentially. So where's my karambit? I use my karambit to do the cutting. For those who don't know, this is a karambit. And you can do a lot of fun stuff with it. Like you can do karambit things like boom. Like, wah. That's how you guys. That's the correct technique to open a pickup package. Okay, just so you guys know. Alright, give me my carabin back. There we go. Now, the good news is, and this is for Seymour Duncan and most other pickup manufacturers, when you buy a pickup from them, the pickup diagram is always going to be in there. So, here we go. It would have been awkward if they sent me the wrong pickup. But this, my friends, is Nazgul Rails. That's the pickup that we've been talking about. It's for 6 strings, obviously. And that's the one that we saw earlier on together. So, that is the pickup. Now, get rid of the garbage. We are going to open this, and they're usually taped, so you might have to do another round of cutting right there. And what I always do is that I use the plastic container of this pickup to contain the other one. So when I want to keep the other one safe, in case I want to use it for another guitar, if I ever want to sell it, which I don't think I will, but if you want to sell the pickup later separately, if you want to store it for another guitar, in case you want to have another modding project, this pickup package is just perfect for it, right? It's literally fit for purpose. So that is what we do. Okay, so here we are. Let me make myself a little smaller up there. And let's open this baby up. Here we go. There we go. Sponge. And this is the screws and the springs for the pickup ring. I'll show you guys how it works in a second. And at the bottom of it is going to be the diagram, which is exactly identical to the diagram that I showed you guys on the screen. We shared the screen a little later. Now this diagram is a little bit more complex because it's made for guitars that have 2 volume and 2 pots, 2 knob, Jesus Christ, 4 pots, 2 volume, 2 tone, right? So that's the diagram for that. And here it tells you, you know, how you would do the coil splittage and things of that nature. So that diagram is there, but you can probably get a more accurate one from their website. You just put, you know, your guitar specs there. You'll say, all right, 2 humbuckers, 1 selector, 1 volume, and they'll give you exactly what you need. But in case you don't have any access to anything online, the diagram is usually there in the package for Seymour Duncans. All right, so we don't need this. We know exactly what we're doing. I'm just gonna put this away. And here is my new pickup. And again, it's also rails, as you guys can see. All right. Now comes to the point that we have to remove the pickup from the pickup ring. So the pickup is this. The ring is the black thing around it, the plastic cover. And the ring and the pickup are connected via 2 screws. 1 screw here. You guys can see it. See that? Right here. So it's one there, and it's the other one that is there. And these 2 screws and springs are used to adjust the height of your pickup. So when you're setting up your pickup, you put a screwdriver here, you move it, your pickup goes up and down. That's where the up and down comes from. The force comes from the springs on either side of the pickup ring, right? Now, I'm gonna bring my screwdriver here. And I wish I didn't do that because those were my pickup ring things, but that's okay. Hold on. Give me a second. Ay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Okay. So when you do something on your pickup to adjust the height, when you change the screws like this, right? That adjusts the height of your pickup. That spring is where it comes from. Now, if I go on, and this is a mistake that I've made before, if I go on and just undo these screws to remove the ring from the pickup so I can change my pickup, which is what we have to do, because of the springs, like because of the force that the springs have, the thing gets like, so the screws and the thing gets like just like bounced away from your hand. So what you want to do is that you want to put this bit, the screw and the spring in your hand like that, and then unscrew it so that then nothing flies out. The spring doesn't just bounce away. That's how you want to do it. Here we go. Okay, so lefty loosey, righty tighty, as always. There we go. Now, believe it or not, putting it back is a challenge. Undoing it is easy. Putting it back with the new screws and then springs, that's a challenge. There we go. So that's one. I'm going to put it in my container. That. Same with the spring. Now, you have to remember that the new pickup comes with new springs and screws, right? Use those. Don't try to use the old ones. Use those because sometimes the size is different. The size of this bit where the screw goes in is different in different pickups, so use the one that is in the package. I'm a fan of like recycling of the stuff you got, but you don't, with this one you don't want to do it. You actually want to use the one that came with the new pickup. Go. Do the other one quick. Done. There we go. So this is how we remove the pickup ring, just like that. And this is the old pickup, right? Now, as you guys see, I told you guys earlier too, if you guys can see how this pickup ring is thicker on the bridge side? This side is thicker than this side, and that's by design. So when you reinstall it back, you want to put the bridge side of the new pickup against the bridge side of the ring on the bridge side of the guitar. Okay? That's how you want to do it. So if this is my guitar pickup, and I know with these Seymour Duncans, the part that says Seymour Duncan, the text, is the bridge side. I know that, right? The website says it. You know, it's not this way. It's this way, right? So I want to put the bridge side like there. Stuff. We'll beat it up there, but that's okay. So this is how I want to go about it. The bridge side of the ring against the bridge side of the pickup on the bridge side of the guitar. That's the idea. Doroteo says dime bags with original Washburn X came with Bill Lawrence humbuckers. Yes, 100%. They came with Bill Lawrence humbuckers, and if I'm not mistaken, exactly the same pickup as I have here, Seymour Duncan 59 in some models. So the Seymour Duncan 59s were made after Gibson 59 PAF pickups, and I love them. It's one of my top 3 pickups to sit in the neck position. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is to open this package, take the new springs and screws out, put the old one in it, and then put the old pickup in the pack, and then get it out of the way. Give me my. There we go. Close it. And done. So these are the new stuff. Right? These are the old stuff. Here we go. Done with that. And just to make sure that everything stays where it's supposed to be, I'll just put some like light taping on it. This is just a non-residue tape that I use to tape my fretboard when I'm, you know, doing some work on it. That. This. And here we go. Done. Enough? Done. So now put this and then this, that, wrap it up, wrap the wire under it like this, circular. Make sure the wire part goes in so it's protected. Put it over the sponge and then put the sponge ring over it. And now it's nice and well protected. You can come back to this pickup and use it in another guitar whenever you want to. And you can just give it a nice gentle wipe like that. And you're good. Right? Perfect. So now, this is our new pickup. We're gonna put this stuff in first at the bottom. So put this screws in. Put the sponge over, like that. Here we go. Now, your old pickup is going to be nice and protected. And like this, done. Put that over, put this over, and here we go. I like to put a bit of tape on it too, so I know that this is not what's in the package. So I'm just gonna put that tape there. We know this is the Bill Lawrence. That. Give me a pen. That's an old pen. Get rid of it. Give me a new pen. There we go. All right, Bill. Not even writing. Do I have a pencil? Give me a pencil. Life could be a lot simpler sometimes. There we go. Bill Lawrence 500 XL. Done. So we can store this for later. and use it in another guitar if we want to. Cool. And now it's time for me to install my pickup in the new ring. And this is where things get a little challenging because the springs. So it's spring, screw, and then and here we go. If you get one part right, if you get one side right, then the rest is easy. So here I go. I'm gonna put the screw in on my pickup ring. I'm gonna put the thing on, the spring on. And now what you have to do is to squeeze the spring. You guys can see it. Is to squeeze the spring in and then put the screw through your pickup screw cavity. Essentially, like that. And that always for me is a challenge. For some reason, I have to struggle with it for like 10 minutes before I can get it done. I don't know why. So let me try and do it. Doroteo says, those pickups are no longer in production. Rats. Bill Lawrence brand, that is. Yeah, you're right. Those Bill Lawrences, they're Bill Lawrence USA. Are they discontinued? I know Bill and Becky are discontinued, I think. Based on what Shaolin actually said earlier on the stream. Are the Bill Lawrences also discontinued? The 500 XLs? Yeah. What cap does it have? I don't know. It comes with the standard cap. It's LSR USA. It's the brand of the pickup ring. By cap, do you mean the top wood, Doroteo? Is that what you meant? Fuck. That's the rough part. All right, let me get a screwdriver. And I'm gonna have to change the tip of my screwdriver, don't I? I don't think Phillips 1 is gonna hit this, actually fit in this. Yeah, it's a little too big. Do I have smaller than Phillips 1? I wonder. Phillips 0. Yes, we do. I meant the capacitor. I don't know what the capacitor is. The pot. I think you mean the pot. Because I don't know whether I don't think there's a capacitor in the circuit. The pots are. Give me a sec. Let's see. The thing is worn off. I don't know the answer to that, Doroteo. It's completely worn off. We can do a search online and see what pots are in those. Happy to do that. But yeah, it has something on it, but it's completely worn off. I'll have another look at it in a second. All right, bridge side, let's go. Why is this part has to be always this annoying? This part is always the most annoying part of the whole process. Because the spring always pops out and I have to constantly play with it. Can't hold it down. Right, come on. Let's do this. Right, get in. That's like rough. Almost had it. Other strategies can I utilize for this? Can I do it against the table? Screw it in. Nope. Like this. There we go. Some progress. However slow. Ah, get in that hole, goddammit. Sorry guys, this is Struggle City because the spring always pops out and it doesn't let me screw this in the hole. So I gotta come up with other strategies to do it. And the problem is it's not just putting the screw in the hole has like screw rails on it, right? So you have to actually screw the screw inside the hole on the other side. I never figured a way to do it properly. Every time it's been Struggle City for me. Alright, get in there, bro. Come on. Come on. Get in. Yes, we got it. Alright, thank God. Alright, we got it. Okay, so essentially this is what I've been trying to do. To put this spring between the screw and the pickup. Now, it's got to make sure everything is on the right side, right? So the bridge side of the ring against the bridge side of my pickup, which is the case. So all I now got to do is to screw this in a little bit more in, like that. And now we have to install the other side. Go. Put this screw. Put this spring. And now let's go to the exact same struggle, folks. Just get you guys to listen to music while I'm struggling with this. God damn it, I almost had it. Got it. Got it. Get out of my game. Got it. So there we go. That's that. Now you might think, alright, well the pickup is still not in the ring, right? And you'd be absolutely right. So we have to just tighten that screw essentially. So the screws will come out of this hole. And I'm going to try my best to make sure the springs are actually evenly folded as I'm doing this. So that's the next step. Here we go. Now, do a little on one side and then do a little on the other side essentially. So bring the pickup up in a more uniform way as much as possible. That's the easy part now. That is really the easy part. So yeah, our struggle paid off. Here we go. That's the easy part. Now, here's the bit that gets a little challenging, and I'll show you guys exactly why. Oops. Because sometimes what happens is that these screws that go in there poke out of the other side of the pickup, but then they're too big for this cavity. But as you guys can see, and I'll show you, I'll lift the guitar to show it to you. This guitar actually has cavities built for that. Not all guitars do. I'll show you what I mean in a second. There we go. When you buy a new pickup, by the way, whenever you want to change a pickup on your guitar, whenever you buy a new pickup, just make sure that it fits the pickup rings of the existing guitar and the pickup you've got. And make sure that it fits the cavity, because not all pickups are made the same way. And not all guitars are made the same way. It's like, for example, one of the things that I'm not a fan of when it comes to Ernie Ball Music Man Kaizen guitar that I have at home is that those mini humbuckers that Music Man has, the hole is just like unique to those Music Man pickups, right? So it doesn't give you any room to mod anything there at all, which is not ideal, right? It's not a good thing necessarily. So that's the thing. All right, now let's pull the pickup out a little from there. Here we go. So that's the thing. So before you buy the pickup, you also have to check and make sure that the pickup that you buy fits the ring and it fits the hole. All right, make sure that the pickups are popping out of the ring, which they are. So there we go. That's the pickup well placed in its ring. Bring it up a little bit more. Like that. Like that. There we go. Alright. So this is where we are. Again, where it says Seymour Duncan on a bridge pickup. See the text? That's the bridge side. And the thicker part of the ring, this bit is thicker than this bit, is also on the bridge side. So this pickup is going to be sitting like this in the guitar. Now, you guys see, this is what I was talking about earlier. See how these bits are popping out, these screws? I'll move in. See how this much at the tip, at the end here, is popping out of the pickup? And there too. There are some guitars that their pickup cavities are too shallow. So you can't actually place the pickup in there with these little bits popping out because it's just going to hit the wood. But better built guitars, one of the things they have is that they have these holes routed. You can see it here. See the routing there? And see the routing here? Right there. Right? Those holes? Those are actually literally designed for your pickup screws to go inside. And so this way you don't have to do anything crazy. You don't have to worry about it. If your guitars don't have those little holes there, and when you're changing the pickup, these screws don't let you, you know, settle the pickup in the spot properly, what you can do is that you can cut or sand the tip of those screws. So you just shorten this length here. Just shorten that length and you should be good. All right, now I'm gonna rotate my pickup in the correct direction, like this. And then I am gonna put this through the routing. Now, in this current form, all these wires are popping out, so it's gonna be a little hard to do. So what I like to do is just to put them together like this a little, right? And I'm gonna bring something really fun. Give me a second. This. So one of these are like the little piece of plastics that you put on your wires to cover them. There we go. Okay. And I'm gonna put it over here. that. Twist it a little more. Alright, let's see if we can fit it in there. There we go. Went right in. And now, this tip is a lot easier to put through routing on the guitar. Like inside the guitar, like it's just a lot easier to route this now, as opposed to those tips being naked and just like fluffing around. So, I'm gonna gently remove my bridge pickup. I'm gonna put this through that hole that you guys can see down there. That hole, right? And then get it out from the other side and then put it through this hole there to the back of the guitar, essentially. There we go. And you guys can see this extra routing there is for this for the wire to sit in, essentially. Now, that's the thing. This wire is on this side, on the left side, not on the right side. So I don't need to really worry about. Like if I was installing the pickup this way, that would have made sense. But because the wiring on this guitar is a little different, the Seymour Duncans are a little different, we're gonna have to do it the other way. And that's not a big deal. It doesn't cause any issues or anything. Here we go. I'll put that through. Say hello from the other side. There we go. Done. And then what you want to do is to pull this the wire and just gently pull it in and bring your pickup in like that, and then place those screws over the thing, and that's it. Done. So now the bridge pickup is perfect, exactly the way it's supposed to be. I can literally, to make my life easier, screw it back on if I want to. The wire is nice and neat out. The pickup is sitting in the saddle comfortably, so I don't have to move it around or anything. We're good. We are a lot closer to achieving our goal than previously we thought, didn't we? Here we go. I'm just gonna put my strings in, my screws in. And remember, when it comes to screwing your pickup rings, when it comes to screwing your whole guitar cavity covers, you don't need to wrestle and do it too tight. It should be enough to hold it. On the pickup side, probably you want to make it nice and tight, right? Really, with that one, like you don't want your pickup to wobble around, so that one maybe needs to be tight. But with the covers especially, you don't need them to be like extraordinarily crazily tight. You know what I mean? Now I wonder. I don't think anything. Nah, we're good. We're good. Never mind. Go. Go. And you guys notice, by the way, as I'm screwing them, I'm zigzagging them. If you zigzag, it actually makes the cover to sit, the pickup ring to sit a lot better on the guitar. Just don't do 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't go 1, 2, 3, 4. Go zigzag. And then do them all gently, little by little. So I'm just going to go there, not all the way in. From here, I'm going to go there, zigzag. For there, I'm going to go here, zigzag. And then back to down here, zigzag. Alright. Back there. So what it does, it just makes sure that the pickup ring sits nice and even on top of your guitar. There we go. There we go. This is one of my favorite parts. Done. Done. Little, make sure that everything is nice and solid where it's supposed to be. God damn it! I've been using the wrong screws, didn't I? God damn it! I've been using a little small screwdriver. My fault. It worked, but it was just literally one size too small. Because I've been using the screwdriver for the pickup ring. My mistake. My bad. Alright, there we go. 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 All done. Nice, tight, perfecto, right? So now, let us put this wire from our bridge pickup through the same cavity as the neck pickup, essentially. There we go. Put it through. And I'm gonna remove the, not remove, but like pull the stuff down from the other side so that I get a little bit more space here. Put the stuff through. There we go, we're through. And it's not difficult, it's not struggle or anything, it's just like something you gotta do gently and you figure it out. Now let's find this wire on the other side. There we go. Done. Problem solved. In there. See that? Just as easy. And then I'm just gonna bring this and I'll put it back to where it was. That's it. And then you essentially put everything screwed here together, and then all is left for you to resolder everything on the other side. All right, let me take a quick break. Is there any chats that I haven't read? Any chats? No new chats. That's good. We're doing well. All right, just give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Apologies. My apologies. Alright. Cool. Dorothy says, nice work. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. We're almost done. Literally. It's just one last step. And the only thing left really is just the challenging bit is that dirty, unclean, grounding joint that I have to clean up. That cleanup is going to be a little annoying because of my soldering iron not being not that good. All right, let me have a quick sip, and we're back to it. That's some green tea. Here's some coffee. Brazilian coffee. Oh God, give me more caffeine actually. Let's go. All right. Let us continue our work. Here we go. Okay, so similar to the bridge pickup, where the thicker part of the ring is towards the bridge side, on the neck side as well, more often than not, the thicker part of the pickup ring also falls on the bridge side. Now, I haven't changed the pickup on the neck side, on the neck side, right? I only changed the bridge, so we haven't changed the config or the direction of this pickup. So all I have to do is to find out which part is thicker, which is this part, and now all I gotta do is to put my pickup like right in that direction. That's all it is. Now, the only thing I have to worry about here is these bits. Seymour Duncan 59s have these extra pieces of metal in there. Let me zoom in so you guys can see. Right? See these extra pieces of metal here? Like these claws that the screws have gone in? They're a little different. Because like the new Seymour Duncans have it like right next to the top of the pickup. But Seymour Duncan 59s have it all the way down there. And the reason for that is these screws down at the bottom. It's a completely different pickup design. You just have to make sure that these claws go into these cavities there on either side of your pickup cavity. Have a look. See, on either side you got the bits that are cut? That's where they have to go. And you just have to make sure that the wires that are going routed to the pickup selector cavity, they're not, this thing goes under them, like scoops under them, like there. That's all you gotta do. So let's do that. And here we go. It's a very easy, really easy move. Like, it's not difficult at all. Right? That's it. And you know it's done correctly if your pickup sits there comfortably against the wood and you don't have to push it down or anything. Right? That's when you know there's nothing under your the claws and the screws of the pickup. Done. So bridge pickup's in, neck pickup is in. I'm gonna make sure that the wire is nice and I've got enough there. Nothing is, pulling nothing in. That's good. So now all is left for us is to screw the neck pickup. And we're done on this side. We can then flip the guitar and do the soldering. And similarly, I'm gonna zigzag. I don't want to put the screws 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, zigzagging through so that everything gets, connected well. Just a little that way. Done. That not going all the way in. And that's the winner when when you have a storage for everything. When you have a storage for everything. So have a look. I have a storage for all of my pickup screws. I put them all in here in this container. And every other screw is literally in my cigar ashtray, my cleaned cigar ashtray. So there's no chance I'm gonna lose anything. I know exactly where all the screws are. And I would encourage you guys to sort of have the same method towards it. It's just like these screws are really tiny and you may they can easily get lost, especially if they're like black. They're harder to see. Like these ones are gold in color, so they reflect the light really well, but the black ones don't, and they're really hard to see. So yeah. Tighten them over a little at the end. There we go. There's view. Let me give you some. Done. We're good. There's no gaps. Okay. I feel like I might have tied it a little too hard. There we go. There we go. Done. Neat. Okay, so now we are gonna have to just flip this baby over, right? There we go. Flip it over. And you guys can see what we have here. So this blue tip is exactly what I put on top of my, on top of my wild wires, so just make my life easier as I'm routing them through. So now, here we are. this is the dirty joint that I'm gonna try to clean now. And I know exactly where my hot wire for Seymour Duncan has to go through. A quick reminder for everybody who either forgot or you saw it from the beginning. You didn't see the stream from the beginning. In Seymour Duncan pickups, the black wire is the hot one. And if you're not doing coil splitting, you have to then solder the red and white wires together and cover them up together, because that's for coil splittage. Okay? That's just a quick reminder. So, let's see what we have. And the guy who did this didn't leave us any wire at all for us to do some maneuvers. Nada. I'm trying not to have to, because I don't think I have extra wire, so I don't want to. All right, let's see if we can melt the thing down a little bit one more time. And I will be buying a proper soldering iron tonight. That's what I'll do. Let's put this stuff away that we don't need right now immediately. And yeah, let's wait for the soldering iron to heat up. The guy really didn't give us any room to work with anything. Alright, where's my... I can clean this up a little while that thing's heating up. To use the soldering iron. Alright. While the soldering iron is heating up, let's just cover our guitar back again so that we don't burn the guitar as we're soldering. There we go. Here. And I like to put the yellow thing, like bright color at the top, so if I'm burning them, I see them. If I use the black side, it's gonna be harder to see. There. When your baby's trying to eat some food and put something there for them to not spill things over, like exactly like that. There. Cover my wires and everything. Right. And then expose the bit that you want to work on. So this way, the guitar is protected. Let's pray that the soldering iron does what it's supposed to do. Alright, guys, any questions so far? Anyone who's watching, do you guys have any questions, anything in mind that you'd like me to touch on as we are waiting for the soldering iron to heat up? Any questiones, as they say. Otherwise, that's completely fine. Enjoy the vibes. Man, you'll never see me buying a cheap soldering iron again, ever. Dorotio asks, is it real hard to solder pickups for a first timer? No, not really, dude. It's not that hard. In fact, even in the El Cheapo soldering iron that I bought from Amazon, with it comes this. Actually, maybe I can show it to you. Give me a second. Like, there we go. Even with something cheap like this, come like practice pads, practice whatever you want to call these things, that you can actually literally practice on them. Like, they're all pre-prepped packages for you to work on your hand accuracy and everything else. If you want to work on that a little, like you can, solder like these individual joints and work on this hand accuracy. It's not that hard at all. The biggest challenge I have is that because the soldering iron that I bought is cheap, it doesn't heat up properly and it doesn't hold the heat as long. So if somebody has like done something messed up like this, that the joint is ginormous, it's like a big blob of solder there, then I'm gonna have a hard time trying to melt it away so that I can clean the joint and then start doing my soldering, right? That's all. But as far as the difficulty, God no, it's really easy. Just like follow the basic safety stuff. Don't burn your hand. Don't inhale the fumes. Cover your guitar. You're good. Like, it's not that hard at all. Yeah. There are some videos online that actually teach you about like the correct hand technique and where you want to place the solder against the iron. So what they say, for example, is you don't put the soldering wire on the iron, you put it on the other side of the joint, but you heat up the joint using the iron. Things of that nature, really basic stuff. It'll take you like 20 minutes to learn all of it. Doroteo says, I read you don't want to use a high wattage soldering iron because you will need to move fast versus moderate wattage iron, which is more forgiving. You're right. In part, you want to buy a soldering iron that allows you to adjust the temperature and allows you to adjust the wattage. Like, you want something that allows you to adjust. So when you have a big blob of soldering iron, you go with higher power. And when it's just like basics, simple joints that you're trying to do, simple dots, then you go with you're right. If it's like too much, it's gonna be not as forgiving as you want it to be. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna zoom this in so you guys can see better. And my goal is just to clean up the joint a little. That's all.
Every word you never say still finds me somehow.
All right, let me move the microphone away.
I don't need to hear your voice, I feel you now. Stay a little closer. Don't explain a thing. I don't need forever. Just this quiet feeling. Stay right where you are. In the glow we made. If this moment disappears, let it fade this way. Your hand is barely touching, but I feel the heat. Like a secret in my chest, you don't have to speak. Stay a little closer. Don't explain a thing. I don't need forever. Just this quiet feeling. I fell for you. I fell for you. I fell for you. I fell for you.
man. Annoying. Really annoying. God damn it. I just dropped the sponge. Hold on. There we go. Alright. Let's go. Where's the butter stuck? Hey! A lot came out. Good. That's a start. Like, doesn't even melt it. Alright, let me try to clean the tip again. Getting somewhere. Yeah, Zuhair says I had. Hold on. Alrighty. Zuhair says, I had a nice dinner, lamb biryani, having a Coke, sleeping soon. Good night, man. I'll catch you around. Challen says, put some solder on the iron itself, should help. Great idea. The thing is, I don't have room to pull around. Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'm gonna have to cut that wire, dude. I'm probably gonna have to cut it. This is not taking way too long. I tried not to, but I don't think I have a choice. There we go. I'll just remove the thing there, and then what I'll do... should have the hot on the bridge side. I'll just try to pull this stuff out of the joint. Because what the guy has done, he's just basically wrapped everything around the hole and then put a big bulb of solder on it. Which I get why someone would do that. That is really inconvenient to change. Alright, now let's see if we can pull things out a little. Shaolin says, could be that you need more heat. Is the temp adjustable? Yeah, the temp is adjustable. It's at its max. The soldering iron is not strong. It's literally at its maximum, yeah. Go. A little out. Okay, that is now a lot more workable. That's a lot. Like, I just reduced the bulge significantly, so that's good. Ah. Alright. Fucking hot. There we go. A lot more trash removed. Just a little left. Almost done. Almost done. Alright, let me set up my... Almost done. Grab that and then attack it from there. Come out, goddammit. Jesus Christ. So it melts new solder just fine. It's the old stuff that is like doesn't melt at all. Why? Why would anybody do this like? Completely unnecessary. What? I'm like literally removing trash here. Like, I promise you guys, if you guys get a proper soldering iron, the thing that has taken me about an hour to do, you'll do it probably in like 10 minutes. Alright, let's put some more. Let's clean up a tip a little. Right. You think we should clean it again? Let's do it. Yeah, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to cool it down and then scratch it, like scrap it, literally scrub it, whatever. Because it's not working at all. It's at its max, but it's not working at all. Ah, that's annoying. And all I need is just a little. I just need, all right, let me bring something a bit more precision. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. All right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The Doroteo says you're using a chemical guy's microfiber towel. No, I'm just using whatever that I think came with my. I think I bought like some guitar cleaner and it came with it. I don't know what brand it is. Shalyn says weak soldering iron had the same problem. You need a higher wattage one. You're absolutely right. Yep. That is the root of the problem. Let's see if I can use this. Pull them out.
Drifting like a paper boat. No anchor, no heavy coat. Clouds above whisper notes.
Fuck, dude, really? Alright, you know what? I got an idea. Hold on. I got an idea. See if I can use a file and just clean that area. Will that work? And then I can just get whatever is that not melted and see if I can melt that little bit out. Yeah, we'll see if that'll do the job. I'm literally just using a file and this the unmelting solder. Now see if I can melt the whatever is left. Like, doesn't melt it at all. Jesus Christ. Like, it's doing absolutely nothing. Fuck. Alright. Gonna leave it there. That's it. That is it. We're gonna leave it there. I'm gonna buy a proper soldering iron and then I'm gonna do the job with it. Sorry guys. This is taking way too long to keep you guys waiting on the stream to watch this. Where all I need is just something that melts something properly. So yeah, that's very, very unfortunate. And that's okay. It's like when you do something live, there's always a risk of that. As opposed to me just like recording it and then post something like pre-recorded. But yeah, this soldering iron will go to trash can. Will get thrown into the trash can immediately after it's cooled down. I might not even wait for it to immediately cool down. I'll just get it under a tap of water or something. Alright, so I'll probably order a soldering iron. In all likelihood, it arrives in like 24 hours if you order via Amazon. And then what I'll do, I'll just... actually, I'll let this cool down a little before I put it back in. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll just order something from Amazon, have it arrived hopefully tomorrow, and then we'll be able to continue this on tomorrow's stream sometime. But that was good. Call this the part 1, right? Call this the part 1, and let's see if I can, like, I'll just buy on Amazon with you guys. And you guys can let me know what you think about it. Yeah. It is weirdness. Alright. Let me type soldering iron. And I don't want garbage anymore. I want like something good that delivers on time. Alright, what do we have here? That looks nice. I like it. I want something with a good stand. I want something that has a good stand and it arrives tomorrow. Is there anything that arrives tomorrow that can make it to the... No, it's only within 2 days. God damn it. Okay. That's okay. We can wait. Yeah, I just want something proper this time. Alright. What do you think about this? That looks nice. I don't like the stand on that one. Nice pack, but not what I wanted. Yeah, I think that seems to me like that's the only option. Yeah, and they all arrived in 2 days. What's the reviews on this baby? People seem to like it. What's the latest reviews? I want to see the latest reviews on this baby. Is there any way? I thought there was a way for you to sort out what the reviews were. Like, new from old, new to old, yada yada. Okay. Alright. What's the max heat on this? I wonder. 60-watt digital soldering station. And it goes to 480. Doroteo says, make sure you have a 30-day return policy in case soldering iron blows. Meaning if, yeah, you're right, 100%. 100%. What do you guys think? That looks legit, no? That looks like something that... You know, we got the sponge. The sponge is fine. I can just replace the sponge. It looks a little thin. But other than that, it looks like... It looks decent. Alright, what does it say? Okay, well that's an option. What else? What about this one? Hardly any reviews on it, okay. Yeah, I want something that has a nice stand too, because I have a really small desk. So I'd rather like have something that like sits like really safely and securely inside something like this one I think we just looked at. Right? Not like this, not like the one that I have right now. Like, not like this one either. I want something that sits inside something. You know? Yeah. Yeah, maybe we could go with this one. What do you guys think? What do we have? Manufacturer 1-year warranty. That's good. And then has eligible for change of mind, returns within 30 days of receipt. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. I think we're doing all right. Okay, I might just take this one then. It seems like people love it. What about this one? What's this? There's a bestseller one here. Okay, not that. Hot air gun. No, I don't want that cover. Actually, no, hold on. It's the same. Nah, nah, probably not. What about this? Nah, I think we're good. I think I'm good with this one. I'd much rather have something like this then. My question is, once the iron is hot, once the tip is hot, does that go inside this? No. How do you rest the soldering iron when it's hot on a unit like this is what I'm wondering. Like this. Okay, so that's how you hold it. See that? So is that really a safe place to put it? I think the stand still sucks, no? Don't you guys think? Okay. Do we have a better stand? Like a secure stand, please? I mean, if I want to go with something that has the same kind of stand, I'll probably go with something like this. Look at that. So the wattage is higher. The temperature is higher. Has the same kind of a stand. I mean, is that a good place to leave it when the thing is hot? God. And what else? Dorothy says, get a good brand like Cobalt, Craftsman, Husky. Okay. Do they even have him here? Cobalt. Do they even have him here, Dorothy? I don't think some of those brands are probably not going to be available in Australia, where I am, remember? I'm not in the States. So, you could be right. There could be... Yeah. Let me see. We have something called Cobalt soldering iron. We're right, but check to be sure. Yeah, no, you're right. Look, even at just a basic Google doesn't come up with any results. Craftsman. Let's look at Craftsman. Craftsman soldering iron. Okay, so that seems to be there on Amazon. Hold on. Craftsman. And here you go. See what we have here. Alright, so that's the results. Cordless soldering iron Craftsman. This one? And this one? But it arrives like really late. It arrives on March 18th. Ooh. Damn, look at that. Fancy. Okay. That's interesting. There we go. That has a nice stand, right? You can just leave it there, safe and secure. I like it. I like it. Okay. All right, it's gonna arrive a little later, but that seems like the way to go. Like, I don't know. I can't wait. Like, okay, so I'm not gonna wait that long to fix this guitar. Okay, it's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna figure something out. I might have to then. Maybe I can like try to do this once this thing cools off. I'll has it cooled off yet? Almost. Once this fully cools off, I'll try to sand it a little and clean it a little and see if I can make it work. But boy, oh boy, wasn't that a pain. But man, the Craftsman looks really good, Dorotio. I might go with your suggestion, pal. That looks really good. A bit more expensive, but seems to be working just fine. Sean says, don't sand it. How do I clean it? If it's what? So it's cooled off, and we want to clean the darn thing. What's the best method to clean it? Genuinely don't know. You guys tell me. That will destroy the coating, and then it's the end. I mean, it kind of is the end. Okay, so what is the better way to do it? wattage is 20 watt. That's a bit low wattage though. It's good with the temperature, but the wattage is a little low. Okay, might not go with this one. Ooh. Same thing here too. Like this is like, man, like the joint on this thing is old and annoying. So I need something that has a lot of juice. I need something that really is ready to go, like properly, you know? This, you know, might work. You need to clean it with a copper wool? Right, okay. I don't think I have copper wool at home. Yeah. Dorothy says, I would do more research from other guitar repair channels on YouTube before I make any final selection when ordering. You're right, that might work. The thing is that most of these channels, and I'll look it up, most of these channels are not really that technical about it either. Like I used this freaking iron a few times and it's failing me right now miserably. Like I did a few mods with this little thing at home, and I think most of these channels are in the same sort of thing as I am. Yeah, it's just an equipment thing that we're making a big deal out of it. We're making a much bigger deal out of it than what it should be. This is just a crappy soldering iron, and probably a stronger and a better one is gonna do it. Yeah. I can use a bunch of solder to clean it. Yeah, I tried to clean it like that while I was trying to deal with this thing. But yeah, all right. This thing has cooled down. Let's put it back. Oops. Let's put it back where it was. Like this. And then I'm gonna have to separately... Ouch. Go. Go nice and polite. Put in there. Yep. I'm gonna have to what's the word for it? Try to clean this up today and then see if I can make it work, or alternatively, you know, get a new soldering iron, which is what I'm gonna do. Like I'm gonna be doing a lot more mods. Not like I'm not gonna stay there with like 3 or 4 for the rest of my life, right? I'm just gonna do a lot more, and might as well just buy a proper one. I don't have to like deal with this. So much time got wasted, guys. I'm so sorry. Give me a second. So much time got taken away for us just to trying to figure out what to do with this stuff. You know, how to go about. I don't need to tighten it too much, just a little for me to put it in place. There we go. So annoying. So excited to play this thing. And oh. Yeah. Sean says, just turn it on and push a bunch of solder onto it. Your solder should have flux in it, and this will help to clean. I tried so many times to do it. It didn't work that way. It didn't work. You're right. The wisdom is you add a lot of solder to it and you clean it, and it does the job. I tried to do it. It didn't work. What I'll try to do is to sort just like once it's fully cooled off, I'll try to just clean it, like basic, And then what I'll do is that I'll try to add, like again, use the same method, add a lot of solder, see if I can clean that up, and then go from there. But in the meantime, I'll wait for a proper soldering iron to arrive. And because I'll be doing a lot more of these mods, man. This is not going to be the end of it. So much of it we're going to be doing live. We're going to be doing refrets live. We're going to be doing so much of those live. So might as well just, you know, have proper equipment there. This was for something that I did at home. Like, I'm like, you know what? Like a couple of pickups at home, offline, just for my own, you know, thing to do it. But clearly it wasn't the wisest of all decisions to do it when you're doing it live. Like, to use that equipment when you're doing it live. Dorothy says, get your money back for that soldering iron. I wish I could. Seriously. It's long past its 30-day thing. And I've used it before, man. I've used it on, like, I've modded the black version of the exact same guitar. I have another Washburn at home, so I have 2 Washburns. One was the other one. The other one is this one. I've used it on the other one just fine, like not long ago. And it worked perfectly fine. This particular joint is, like, why would you use that much crazy amount of soldering? And like, had we had the proper equipment, like a proper soldering iron, this would have taken us like 5 minutes instead of like 1 hour to deal with it. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll probably order that and then see where I go with it. Now, let me flip the guitar back on. By the way, for those of you who are interested, a quick update on the headless guitar that we worked on the other day, on last Saturday. Let me put this back, and I'll give you guys an update on that. Oh. Where did that other screw go? And I put everything here in a container so I don't lose it. Where'd that go? One wonders. Okay. There we go. What a shame, too. We had such a good flow. Explaining everything, picking it up, putting in, getting going with it. We had such a good flow. Such a good flow. Soldering iron did us dirty today. And that's okay. Alright, y'all, let me put this back. Give me a second. And oh. Hoorah! Okie dokie. I think we survived long enough. All right. By the way, a quick update on that headless guitar. So if you guys recall, we got this headless guitar and we started to do some work on it. We started to change the string and set it up and all that jazz. And if you guys recall, the neck had a lot of angle. We shimmed the neck, so removed the neck, put a shim and cut the shim, put it back on, and then set it up and everything. And so the thing, if you guys recall, for those of you who watched last week's stream when we were fixing this guitar, the issue was that even when the bridge was at its lowest, the action was really high. And we said, all right, well, we concluded that the neck has some angle and it's a little low, so shimming it would have helped. So shimming it would help, and it did, right? So shimming it actually made a massive difference, and the action is a lot more acceptable than what it was. But now the problem is that this baby is still too high. So what I'm gonna have to do, and I'll do it probably in another stream, is that I'm gonna have to remove the strings, remove each of these saddles, and then file under them, literally file the bottom of each of these so I can lower it down and then try again. So that's gonna be the in the to-do list for us to finally bring the action of this guitar to where it's supposed to be, in a like really low, nice and acceptable. So that's the update on last Saturday's stream when we got this guitar to work on. I got an idea. I could put the Bill Lawrence instead of one of these crappy pickups. Because honestly, the body of the guitar is shaped and carved really well. So when I played with it, it was comfortable. And the neck is roasted maple. It's actually a good neck. The neck is pretty legit. So really, all I gotta do is to refret it, change the pickups, and fix the bridge. You know, I think it will be an ideal guitar. Like almost building the damn thing from scratch. So that's the update on the guitar from last week, for those of you who are wondering what happened to it. So here we go. All right, let's order the soldering iron, shall we? We need a proper soldering iron in this house. Like just like a man needs his equipment, all right? A man needs his equipment, and we're gonna need to get a soldering iron. A proper one. This looks cool too. I like it. 480 degrees, 18 volt battery. Stanley. Okay, show me anything that is 4 and up in rating. And I'm gonna just go with soldering iron. High power. Alright, so what do we have here? Anything 4 and up. And anything that comes in within 2 days. This is 1. And yeah, it looks like our options were kind of limited just to these two. So that's one of them, and that's the other one. 4.3. This one is like what? 4.5. 120 reviewers. 4.3 at 7. Okay, maybe not this one then. The black one is the main candidate. Do we have anything better? Anything more athletic that we can be like, all right, let's go. Let's pull the trigger on it. Doesn't look like it. All right, screw it. Let's just go with that one then. You got the 30-day money back. You got the 1-year warranty, 60 watts. And then it goes to what, 480? Yeah, that's it. That's really it. All right, let me Google this. I'm gonna Google high power soldering iron in case Google has a better suggestion for me. High power soldering iron. Ah, Bunnings got some. Hold on. 230 volt, 100 watt soldering gun kit. Let's check Bunnings. Bunnings might have something nice. So for those who don't know, Bunnings Warehouse is like Australia's Home Depot, essentially. Let's see if Bunnings got it. I can actually buy it today and we can continue the work on tomorrow's stream. What do you guys think? Isn't that better? Hold on, soldering iron. If Bunnings got it, like I can just buy it today and kill, you know, we can continue our work tomorrow. What do we think? The reviews are shocking, by the way. All right, what is this? Okay, in-store and availability. In-store today. Just show me the one that are in-store today. Man, the reviews on these are shocking. What's going on here? 61 reviews on this and 2 stars. 55. All right, that looks like people like it. 18 volts. What do we have there? Like, give me something athletic. Give me something that when you put on, like, it just melts everything, including your heart. Give me something that... All right, you know what? I got an idea. Let's see if this is one of those scenarios where more money actually gets you something better. All right, so this one, Ryobi, which is what I think we've already got here, has 4.8 reviews at 159 reviews. Okay, that looks like it's legit. And skin only. Radiant collect in 4 hours. 4 different tips included: adjustable temperature, LED. Runtime is 200 minutes. So it's a battery powered one, isn't it? Fine. That's the hold. I love this. All right, this is perfect. I think we found what we want. Goes to 480 and it's 45 watts. All right, I might actually go to store and buy one. Let me see if they've got it available, because I'm nowhere near Mel Park. I'm completely somewhere else. Let's see if I can find one near my store. And then, if so, I'll just go there and buy it. Yeah. All right. Well, they got one nearby, actually. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go get it. Let's make it happen tomorrow. So what we're gonna do? All right. This is the plan. This is the plan, y'all. What we're gonna do? We are going to buy this from the store today, and then we're gonna come back and continue our work tomorrow. So tomorrow and tomorrow's stream, what we'll do, we will get our usual ducket out of the way. We'll talk about the guitars and new stuff, and then at the end, we'll finish the job on this guitar. Let's do that. All right, guys, let's leave it all here. We'll come back tomorrow and finish the job. With that being said, thanks so much for hanging out today with me. It was a bit of a rough ride, but we got there. We'll get in there. We'll get in there. I'm gonna get that soldering iron though. Let's do this. Let's continue the work tomorrow. And you guys were so patient today with me, man. I can't thank you guys enough. So, what more can I say? You guys take a good care of yourself. I will see you at our usual time in tomorrow's stream. Take a good care of yourself, you guys. And boom. Take care.